of the people, one way or the other. And then we also avail you, our listener, the opportunity of calling into the program and ask questions from our guest and the topic of discussion for the day. Once again, welcome to On Record, where every word matters. The Federal Government Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, has issued a one-month ultimatum to traders and market stakeholders engaging in exploitative pricing to reduce the prices of goods. Now, this directive was given by the newly appointed executive chairman, Mr. Tunji Bello, during a stakeholders engagement on exploitative pricing in Abuja. Now, according to Mr. Bello, the commission aims to tackle the growing trend of unreasonable pricing of consumer goods and services, as well as the unwholesome practices of market associations. Now, the meeting was convened to address these pricing issues and find solutions to protect consumer from exploitation. Now, after the one-month moratorium, the FCCPC will commence enforcement actions against traders and market stakeholders who fail to comply with the directive. Mr. Bello emphasized the Commission's commitment to ensuring fair and competitive pricing in the market and urged stakeholders to take advantage of the moratorium to add their pricing accordingly. To adjust their prices accordingly. Now, in a moment, we will open the phone line. That's 0700 1021 1021. 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. 0907 224 5018. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and on X at High Impact 102.1 FM. You can also watch us live on Nikonsat 42 degree east. We'll take a breather here now and return to begin the conversation. Please stay tuned.
Welcome to the high side of life. Join us every day at High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
I just want to be yeah.
Do you know bad production can kill a great content idea?
Do you want to have a photo shoot, audio production, or do you need a professional voiceover artist?
Do you simply want unmatched cinematography, video production, or just event coverage, such as weddings, birthdays, or burials?
Or do you need a space for meetings or conferences? All these are possible with High Impact Studios. Don't bring down your creativity, let's help you take it high.
And out of this world with our state-of-the-art equipment and first-class studio space.
We give you the quality you deserve at the best rate.
For more details, call 0706 393 5694 or 0915 958 1881. High Impact Studios, the future.
Tease your taste buds from a world of delectable choices. High Impact Planet. Fun just got real.
Back to On the Record, where every word matters on High Impact 102.1 FM. Now, to join the conversation, you can call 0700 1021 1021. 0700 1021 1021. Or you can send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. 0907 224 5018. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at High Impact 102.1 FM. You can also watch us live on TV, that's on Nikonsat 42 degree east. We will be talking on price control. Can the federal government 1 month ultimatum reverse the trend of exploitative pricing? And joining us via phone call is Folusho Olapo, a public affairs analyst. It's always refreshing to have you on the program.
Yes, good morning this morning, Olumide, and good morning, Lagos. How are you today?
I'm fine. And how is your state?
Very well, but very cold.
Yes, we're experiencing almost the same here. I think the weather is just, fluctuating at the moment. All right, so
Yes.
let's go into the business of today. I mean, with the new initiative to try as much as possible to curb the incessant, let's call it incessant, hike in prices of commodities. What do you think are the most critical factors influencing, public policy decisions, and how do they stay informed about them?
Well, thank you very much. Firstly, I want to say that when I hear about that announcement yesterday,
Yes.
I wanted to say, well, thank God, but again, I have to refrain myself because it appears that decision was not made in good faith. One, because the principle of this government is to allow market forces to determine prices.
Yes.
And that, if that is the case, then I don't know where price control will come in. Because you might be selling your product as maybe 2 naira, and I'll be selling lesser or more than that. Then the buying public will have to decide if mine is the better one to buy or not. So that's the essence of a free market. Then secondly, what is the reason behind, according to them, quote and unquote, exploitative market prices? At least there must be a reason for it. One, the first one that anybody know about is transportation. Before, between Lagos and Ibadan by bus cost less than 2,000. Now it's around 3,500 or 5,000 by bus, not to talk of car. So, and what of going to the hinterland from Ibadan to Ado-Ekiti before is around 2,000. Now it's about 5,000. So, and how do you bring those products back to Lagos or Ibadan or to the cities? You have to move them through transportation. For instance, bringing yam or other food materials, food products from the north, you have to use trailers. And do you know how much a liter of diesel cost today? Over 1,000 naira. And all those ones will be added as cost, even before anybody that wanted to sell with profit. Because profit is the difference between the cost price and the selling price. Now, apart from those, even the cost, I mean the transportation fare, the non-government tax collectors like area boys and everything will be added too.
Yes.
This is a nation where non-government agencies can decide to do anything, and if you refuse to give them something, then you may not be allowed to go, as if they were the ones that constructed the road in the first place. So all these things, some of the reasons. Okay, apart from transportation, and which have to do with the cost of production, the cost of fuel. Then let us take insecurity, for instance. How many people are in the farm today? I heard yesterday that one of the northern states, their governor, raised an alarm that insecurity is not, it's not allowing them to do the best. It's frustrating their effort in going back to farm. So you can see. So it is not just a blanket order that should be given. It is putting the right things at the right places. One, the government principle of market forces. How do we go about that? Then two, the forces of transportation, insecurity, and the rest. How do we do that? For instance, they gave an example that somebody bought something at about maybe $90,000, $90, which is supposed to be around 140,000 naira, and when it gets to Nigeria, they were selling it around 700. Now that may be very, very exorbitant.
Yes.
But do you add the cost of clearing the goods at the port? Do you add the cost of transporting that same good from the port to Abuja or to Ibadan or to Lagos or to every other place? So sometimes you have to sit back and think before just giving a blanket order. I think this is just another distraction by this government or just trying to talk to make us believe that they are doing something. Without that, I remember that around August, I think August 14 or 15 of this year, the Customs Service, announced the implementation, the commencement of implementation of the free tariff on some food products. That it should start even around that time, around 15th of August. So before those ones can come back to Nigeria, maybe around mid-September or late September. So by that time, when all these foods that are these food products that are imported, even at no cost to the producer, to the importers, then to that extent we can now say, okay, beginning from so. And if there is a lot of them in the market, in fact, you do not even need to tell anybody to crash their price, because majority of the food products would have, been, awash in the market everywhere. For instance, we are talking about wheat. Yes. Somebody that is selling his own about 80,000 naira, and somebody else is selling at 30,000, and somebody else is selling at 25,000. We all know where we are going to go to buy those products. So it is not just about telling the people to do this. It is about walking the talking. They've said we are going to do this, and that they should commence. I don't know whether they have commenced that, but I know since the customs said that, I think they should have commenced. Begin the free importation of such products. So we should wait for that, and rather than just stating that, okay, what if somebody buys product and add every other thing, and it costs more than that I wanted, then what should happen? Of course, I know they meant well, but if you mean well, you should put that in perspective, in what we are getting and what is on the ground, before you can just make any decision. So if somebody buy a cement for say 3,000 naira, I want that person to sell it for that 3,000 naira or 3,001, what is the cost of the cost of staff, the cost of rent of that place, and every other thing? I think we should.
All right, sorry to cut you short there. Just where you are right now, where your thoughts are. Cement. Let's talk about cement prices. Now, I know, of course, you must have heard this allegation that certain stakeholders, I would not like to mention the two stakeholders or the particular person, have been fingered or accused of trying to control or manipulate cement prices in Nigeria. That once they put their price once they peg their price at a particular amount, every other cement manufacturers put their price on that amount. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I understand.
So in that case, don't you think price control would be effective to curb this kind of trend?
Okay, in that respect, I understand what you are saying. I even read maybe yesterday or early this morning that BUA is lamenting that some maybe let's call them Sabah in this instance. Some Sabahs are in the cement sector,
yes,
are frustrating them from selling at 3,500 as they promised. So if this is the case, what is happening? Why didn't FCCPC, that is giving this order of inappropriate, or I've forgotten what they call it, that they should crash price? So you shouldn't even do that. All you need to do is to meet with this market producers and look at the cost of production and the tax and everything. You add everything together and give a margin for profit and give a definite price. That is what is called price control. That maybe it's 4,000. Okay, no one should sell beyond 4,000 naira. Then the Kabar's hand would have been cut, because in that instance, if they sell beyond 4,000 naira, two things will happen. They will be sanctioned by law, and secondly, people will no longer buy their products, so they will be forced to sell at that control price. That is why it is called control price. We don't just say crash or price. I am not giving a definite price that it will be crashed to, as this one here has done. Giving an open check. Okay, begin to sell it. No, you don't do that. You have to meet with the stakeholders and ensure that this is the particular price this country wants it to be sold, and to that extent it becomes the law. So, and everybody that infracted the law have to face the consequences. So that is how it should be done. Now, thank God, Bua is shouting and making us to believe that somebody is the cause of their thing. So, FCCPC, that is Federal Consumers and I've forgotten now. This one, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission.
Yeah, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. You're correct.
Yes. So they should actually rise up, at least, and invite all the all the producers of cement in Nigeria. Not only single one. You should not identify anybody as being the cabal. You just take every one of them as the cabal. So you bring them to a round table, look at their cost of production, and give or take how much government is going to add for them as the point of a profit. Then to that extent, you announce a particular price for within which they should be selling. So some of them can sell below that, but none of them can sell beyond that. That is how it should be.
All right. Now, if you take a deeper look at this price control, I think Nigeria is, if I stand to be corrected now, Nigeria is one of the only place where prices go up and they don't come down. I mean, take for instance, I have a particular place where I get my bread from, and it started from 900 naira. When the dollar went up, it became about 1,002. The dollar came down, it didn't come down. I mean, recently when I went to get the bread, it's now 1,300. And I mean, they keep telling us it's dollar, but the price is not coming down. In this case, don't you think that price control should, be effective, should be able to curb this kind of instances whereby marketers just intentionally increase price because they hear that, dollar is going up, petrol price is going up, so let me just increase my price, knowing fully well that this particular goods, they've had it even before dollar went up, they've acquired it, they've bought it in wholesale before that time.
Of course, I'm not against price control. When we are talking about price control, it should have a cap. That is what I'm saying. It is not just a blanket, don't crash your price. Okay, for instance, if even in Ibadan here, they sell bread, a good one, the family bread, around 1,300, 1,005. So, to me, I don't even know the last time I've eaten bread because I don't know. I cannot just afford it. But assuming that government said, okay, going forward, you call the Bread Sellers Association of Nigeria. They have a union. So call of them, have a meeting with them, look at their books, and give a margin for profit, and announce a particular price within which it must be sold. Then to that extent, nobody will be able to sell beyond that. Of course, they can sell below that, but they cannot sell beyond that. But if that is not there, there has been several prices control in this country. In fact, during the Buhari Idi Agbon regime, at least I was in secondary school then, so I know there were price control. And in fact, some of the things you just get them just like that. Because by the time Buhari and Idi Agbon come, everything was just haphazard. When you buy an X product today at a particular price, you go there tomorrow, you find at a higher price again. So they have to bring everything down and ensure that nobody sells beyond that. So there should be a cap. That is what I'm saying. I'm not against price. In fact, like I told you when I started, I said I was very happy when I heard that. But again, a second look at it, I said, well, it's not going to see the light of day, because you cannot just tell somebody that sells, that buys a product at X price to sell at Y price. What of if that Y price is not sufficient for its profit? Everybody go into businesses to make profit. So to that extent, we should look at it wholeheartedly. It's wholly not just a blanket. You sit in your office and you just give an order. It won't work. and you will see before today now, you see people shouting and all this and all that. That no, but to me, I think they should have waited until when the tariff-free food products, especially, and food products and medical products are coming in. When they flooded the market and everybody see it. In fact, nobody is going to tell anybody to crash its price, because you know the according to law of demand, where supply is high and demand is low, then the seller will not make profit.
Yes.
So and the higher the price, the lower demand. So they have to do something about their price so that demand and supply could at least to some extent be equilibrium. So with that, you have something, you have your price, you have your gain. The buyers too will be satisfied that at least they buy a very good thing. And they should look not only at the price, they should look at the qualities of what is being produced too. Because most of the things we are buying in Nigeria, biscuits and all those things, the quantity has gone down, the qualities has gone down. So you have to look at even the bread that we are talking about. You taste some bread, it tastes like stick in your mouth. So meaning that something are lacking in the preparation of those bread. So a whole lot of things should be looking into, not just giving an order that you should crash your price. Many of them will not even listen to you.
All right. Now, how effective has price control measures been in Nigeria's past, and what can we learn from these experiences, the past experiences?
You see, Nigeria has not been, practicing this laissez-faire type of economy this government is practicing. That is leaving everything to market forces. The Nigeria is type of a mixed economy, where government allows the capitalists, the entrepreneurs to do what they want to do, but at least to the extent to which the government allows, so that it won't have more on a burdensome effect on the people. That is how it has been before. But what this government has done is to just free the economy, so without any government participation. And that is why it is surprising that fuel is selling at that price, especially when NNPC says they are selling at half price of the landing cost. So you can see the government is not being sincere with themselves. Price control works better where government is very transparent and sincere. It is not this type. The government today is not that transparent. They are very deceitful. And most of the time, I do not, when they give a policy, I just near at it and I know the outcome. So what I have decided to do regarding this government is to hope against hope. That okay, it might work, it might not work. But if it didn't work, I won't be disappointed.
All right,
so
can you
control without?
Okay, go ahead, land your thoughts.
All right, price control would have been a very good instrument in the hand of government to correct all these anomalies. And in correcting it, they too have to correct their position too, especially by making sure that the cost of transportation is crushed too. So where you travel for, where you pay about 2 naira to travel before, now you are paying almost about 3 naira or 4 naira. So you have to come back to almost that 2 naira or 250, so that the difference will be minimal and it will not affect the pulse of the populace negatively. But that's not the case now. So this government have to go back to the drawing board and ensure and make sure they have a policy in place, a good policy, a sound policy that has the interest of the populace in heart and in their heart, and not just to just say things that will not work.
All right, now can you give examples of countries in less than a minute? Can you give examples of countries with price control policies and how its effect or how it has affected their economy?
Let me tell you this: almost every country has a way of controlling prices. They might not announce it expressly like this, and that is done by way of subsidy. For instance, food is very essential. In US, for instance, food food is subsidized from the production. So by the time it comes to the market or to the shops or to the consumers, the prices, because government has taken the bulk of the burden from the farmers, it will have to come out just at bits. So anybody will be able to afford to buy it. So another thing for energy, government of the United States, for instance, have to subsidize energy at the point of production. So by the time it comes to the people, you are buying at stipends. So and for instance, China energy too. In fact, the subsidy payment for energy in China is more than the totality of our national budget yearly. So there's no country that does not have one way or the other. For instance, health, government has to, go to this. Okay, let me even say something. Let me go for this. There's this. I've forgotten this brand. It's a car manufacturing company.
Let's forget the brand name for now. Let's forget the brand name for now.
Yes, there's this car manufacturing company in US, and their staff, alone, to me, we were told it's more than 5,000. Their staff, so they have a problem. Government have to go into that and inject money to it so that they won't pack they won't pack up. Yes. Yeah, they won't pack up, and the people will not lose their job. That is some sort of price control. So there's no country in the world that does not do one thing or the other to make life easy. Because the essence of price control is to make life easy, even for the citizens. And because government is spending people's money, even for the people, they have to look at ways where they can, augment or buy out the companies or factories that are not making well, that has direct impact on the people. For instance, drug manufacturing companies, majority of them in Nigeria are packed up. Why can't government invest in those things? But government can invest in people that are going to Hajj and Jerusalem. No, that is not the case. I was trying to say that what effect, that is the question, what effect is subsidizing Hajj or Jerusalem have on the populace, the general public? In fact, if it is not even, it doesn't even affect majority of the people in that religion, not to talk of the Nigerian populace. It is those of them that are going to Hajj alone. So government should look at the best thing, what affects the populace, the citizens of Nigeria at heart, transportation, drug, food, and all this, and make sure they subsidize it to the extent that everybody will be able to access it. You have your money, you access. It's not that just putting a price or not. Subsidize it to the extent that whatever amount you have, will be able to procure whatever drug or whatever food stuff you want to buy. That is the best, and not just price control or no price control. Do the right thing. They know what to do, except that I do not believe that the interest of the populace is in the heart of this government. Not really.
All right, thank you very much. Let's quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the discussion.
High Impact Radio 102.1 FM. The future is now.
FM. You can also watch us live on High Impact TV on Iconsat 42 degree East. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and on X at High Impact 102.1 FM. To join the conversation, you can call 0700 1021 1021, 0700 1021 1021. And you can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. We're still discussing price control. Can the federal government's 1 month ultimatum reverse the trend of exploitative pricing? With Folusho Olako, a public affairs analyst. Now, I'd like to ask this question. Sometimes, let's say the consumers or the sellers might not necessarily be aware of certain things. So, my question is, how can consumer education and awareness campaigns contribute to addressing exploitative pricing?
Thank you again. Before now, the National Orientation Agency was a vibrant agency of government, especially during the military regime. We have MAMSA, now we have NOAA. At that time, they give updates. They make us to know. It's like they put it to your face almost every minute. Why you should believe in Nigeria? Why this also should not be this? Why all that, all this, all that? So it is, in fact, children growing at that time can sing majority of their songs, and very captive song and very good, But today, I don't know what happens to the National Orientation Agency under the Ministry of Information. Probably the Ministry of Information has hijacked their functions, or they are not being properly motivated. So, but it's unfortunate. But fortunately, thank God for media like you people. This is an opportunity for of telling people that this is the opportunity.
Hello, are you there? All right, let's quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, of course, we will continue with the program. Stay tuned.
Impact Radio 102.1 FM. The future is now.
Welcome to the high side of life. Join us every day at times at 10.
Welcome back to On Record, where every word matters. Apologies for that. That was a bit of a network issue, but it's glad to have you back, Folusho Olako. And you let's go ahead and land your thoughts.
Yes, thank you for that. I'm sorry. Yeah, like I was saying, thank God for media houses like yours. They are very people friendly. I think you are doing a very good and a human job, even in that.
Thank you very much.
Programs like this are opportunities for us to let the people know that everything is not about you. You enjoy your life in the midst of other lives, meaning that you cannot enjoy your life alone. If you make all the money and there's no people to spend it with, then you won't enjoy that money. So to that extent, you have to think of others before ourselves. Put others put ourselves in their shoes. So before we begin to just do things that we think it pays you to do, irrespective of the fact that it is ungodly or it is not to the interest of others. So without others, you cannot make it. That is how God, makes life. Now, having said that, unfortunately, out of the law is not an excuse. So, if you don't know that there is a law and you are caught in that law, then to that extent you must face the music, unfortunately. Now, what I'm trying to say is that on radio, on the media, whether written programs, written media, social media, whatever media it is, so let us begin to tell our people that this is the type of government policy that is coming up, and this is what you should do in that respect. It must be done, because, like I said again, ignorance of the law is not an excuse, and I believe that government should do the right thing, especially in making sure that the National Orientation Agency, is funded to do the function they were created to do in the first place.
All right, thank you very much. Now, earlier factor and insecurity still remains a major blockade to farmers. But do you think that if food was subsidized in a way that we wouldn't need to have price control, we wouldn't need to put a cap on price control if food was subsidized from the production stage?
Of course, I think I said something concerning that, especially when I was stating the fact that government decided to be importing food materials and health-related materials abroad, free of tariffs, free of import duty, free of whatever tariff it is. That is a way of subsidizing food. So it's not necessary to be giving 5,000 naira to people and you think that it will affect them positively. No. So now that you are crashing it, indirectly you are crashing the price, because if those foodstuffs that are imported free of charge into Nigeria flooded the market all over Nigeria, then automatically the price will crash. Because if you are still selling your bread at 5,000 naira and somebody 1,500 and somebody is selling at 400 naira, I know where you are going to buy your bread from. Even if you are the richest man in the whole world, you want to buy at a place that is cheaper. So, and that is everybody's thing. So it automatically crashes the price. So if government subsidizes things, for instance, and that is why the issue of PMS subsidy is fine on people's mouth, because the cost of transportation, affects almost everything in Nigeria. And that is why we are having this astronomical type of prices on our foodstuff. So if it's imported, at least free of charge, and government do something in our local production too, then by the time the 6 months given by federal or 5 months given by federal government to import food products into Nigeria expires, then we would have been able to produce enough food to go around even for us. Then to that extent, we might not need a price control or whatever, because the market forces will determine their prices. So that is just it.
All right, in less than a minute before we go, how do you think this price control would affect the international market? Because yes, we have businesses from outside the country who like to also business owners who like to also do businesses, and of course in the past month we've seen international businesses close down and leave the country. So with this market price, would it be detrimental to the international market?
So that's what I said. If government does what it is supposed to do locally, it may not affect them. Because if, for instance, an XYZ company is producing paracetamol, for instance, produces more than the price that it came out from abroad, then to that extent, that pharmaceutical company might likely fold up. So what should government do? Government should ensure that they subsidize something, maybe the cost of buying raw materials for that pharmaceutical company, so that they can keep on producing. So, and by the time the expiration of the free importations of health materials expires, then they would have been able to produce more even than the country needed. So government has to look. It's not just the importation. We have to work even within ourselves to ensure that the producers of these products in Nigeria are not made to pack up So they should be encouraged by way of subsidizing some of their products so that they too can sell at a lower price, especially maybe within the price that it comes out from the international community.
Okay.
But the cost of production in Nigeria now is very high.
Yes.
So, and if they are importing, meaning that they are going to kill Nigeria manufacturing sector. So it is not necessary to kill them. All you need to do is to subsidize their products or their services to the extent to which, at least at the end of the day, they too will have a gain in whatever they are doing.
Okay, thank you very much. This is a safe place to land for you, and we do appreciate. And once again, thank you for sharing your thoughts on the program.
Thank you very much for the invite. I appreciate it too.
You're welcome.
Bye.
And this is where we draw the curtains on today's episode of On Record. We've been talking about price control and how the federal government's 1-month ultimatum will reverse the trend of exploitative pricing. A big thank you to everyone, the producers, everyone, the studio managers, everyone who took part to make sure that this program was a success. And this is also the end of the episode for this week. So join us next week, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. on High Impact 102.1 FM. Keep watching High Impact TV on Nikonsat 42 degree East. I am Olumide Shokoya. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Welcome to the high side of life. Join us every day at High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Money, I just want to be yeah.
Something big is in town. Something powerful and majestic. A mammoth creation destined to become a legend by all who encounter it. High Impact Planet, Nigeria's biggest family theme park, with facilities designed for friends, families, or large groups under a relaxing atmosphere. Be welcomed by wowing displays of animatronics, thrill out with realistic arcade games, or enjoy a number of thrilling heart racing park rides. Experience the 5D and 12D cinemas and challenge your mates with bumper cars and go-kart races. Don't forget to slide into the ice rink or simply take time out to enjoy a pizza at our delightful restaurant and dessert spot, or